All right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. And this is the same hat that Brock Purdy's dad wears. Chat loves it when Marty Lurie comes on.
Anytime you lose a game this time of year, when you can't go backwards, it's a problem.
All right, everybody, welcome on in. NorCal Sports Network. Giants choke a big one. I've got a lot to say about this one. A lot of ripping to do for that last inning, and it's going to be directed maybe other places than you think. But before we get into this, let us thank our sponsor, Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group, located in Marin, licensed in all of California. Check out Chapman Law Group. Give them a call, 415-613-9483. Make sure you let them know NorCal Sports Network sent you. All right, I'm losing it, guys. I'm getting a little fried up here. But Giants lose it. Why am I getting upset? It's Easter, and Ryan Walker and Bob Melvin just made for one crappy plane ride home. Thanks a lot, dudes. All right, guys. Giants lose it, and lose it in a very, very poor fashion. The road trip is all really, Lou, the road trip could have been a great road trip, and now it turns out to be just okay. You went 5-5, but you choked on it, and I'm not going to blame just Ryan Walker. I texted you these words before the last two batters did anything, and what did I say? Get Walker out of there. It's not his day. There it is, guys, right there. Get Walker out of there. It's not his day. Look, guys have bad days, okay? It's the manager's job to protect the team. Why are you putting Trevino up in the bullpen if you're not going to use him? What, are you going to wait till the game's over? You can't use him now, Bob. You can't use him now, can you? Too late. Why'd you get his butt up out working in the bullpen if you're not going to use him? Just going to wait until it gets worse and worse? What, were you going to wait for one more hit and it was going to be 4-4? Come on. The guy didn't have it today. You could see the ball was all over the place. Inside, outside, hits a guy with two strikes with a 1-2 count. He hits Neto to make it 4-2. That's when you make the move. That's when I texted you. I said, get him out of there. He doesn't have it. Okay? Clearly, Melvin, look, I like Bob Melvin, but you got to make the call. He didn't have it. That's what the manager's there for. Otherwise, we don't need a manager. We could use AI. I just don't understand the mindset of a guy that just is all over the place, and you get a guy up in the bullpen for what? What? I'm not blaming Ryan Walker. He had a bad day. It happens. He's human. But the manager's got to yank the guy when he doesn't have it. Doesn't mean he's not a good closer. Just means he had a bad day. Lou, go ahead before I lose it more.
If Bochy was manager, he would have taken him out before he hit Neto. Yeah, you could see he was all over the place. The other thing, again, I don't remember because it sort of happened so quick, the avalanche. After he hit him, did the pitching coach or Melvin go out to talk to him to see, hey, are you okay? Give him a deep breath. I don't remember them even going out. That's the pitching coach's problem and Melvin. You know, you got to see, hey, he's all over just
really, really poor management. Really bad. It was. Really bad. You know? You cannot let the guy look. Some guys have bad days.
Yeah,
they're going to play 162. Hitters are going to have bad days. Pitchers are going to have bad days. You just take them out, live to have another day. Okay, no big deal. He didn't have it. Don't be stubborn.
Yeah.
He was getting hit. He had no command. Ball was inside, outside. Verlander pitches a gem, and the Giants can't get him a win. 4-1. And it's just, I mean, now you got to fly home and play tomorrow. And you feel like, what a crappy road trip. What a way to end a 10-game road trip. What a rotten way to end a 10-game road trip. It couldn't end any worse. You get walked off with a 4-run lead to the freaking Mighty Ducks or whatever they're called, the Angels. I hate that team. Freaking beat us in 0-2. We should have stuck it right to them. And we win 2 of 3. I'll tell you what. If it's one game, but this is the type of game that can spiral a team. Now you come home, and if you lose tomorrow, now you got a losing streak you're starting. Okay?
Dan, I agree everything. The one thing about Walker, I mean, he's blessed us. He was due for a bad game. He had a bad game, but he also works so fast. You know, they were even talking about it, the commentators. That's where, after he hits them, the manager has to come out, take a deep breath, you know. And the other thing, too, is you also got to be aware who's on first base, okay? I think only one runner would have scored from first base there. I don't blame Ramos, who was in left, for anything. But you guys, that's another problem with the coaches. Hey, guys, we have the fastest guy on the team on first. If anything comes down the line, you guys got to be ready. You know, I mean, I was sort of shocked that they were trying to score to win it. But
I would have sent him. It's got to be a perfect bang throw. You've already tied the game.
I agree there.
And you're the home team, so you got the advantage.
You got to go for it. I think the one thing, too, is not every loss is the same. This is almost like 2 losses at once because of everything. End of the road trip.
I mean, Melvin's blown 2 games on this road trip, both Verlander games.
It's
both Verlander games. They should have had 2 victories.
Yeah.
They should have won the game with Verlander pitching in Philadelphia, and they should have definitely won today. Today's was the worst. Today's was
there'll be others, but these are 2 big games that in the end of the year, if we miss the playoffs by 1 game, just mark this date down. We'll remember Easter Sunday.
It's a bad loss. Yeah. And why is it a bad loss?
Twice.
Because it's the end of a 10-game road trip.
Yep.
When you could have left on a super high, now you've got to you lost on a bang play at the plate. And look, Walker didn't have it. All right? That's a bad day. Does that mean Walker sucks as a closer and you got to pull the closer? No. It means that he didn't have it today, and that's what the manager's job is for. Why have a manager if he's just going to sit there and let things play itself out when you can see? Look, as I said, I texted you this right there.
Yeah.
Blue. There it is. Get Walker out of the game. It's not his day. It's not his day. What time was that? 4:04. Okay. Look, it's just let's just break down the, shall we? Let's break down the bottom of the 9th here.
Yeah, let's do it.
And I'll tell you why and when that should have happened. Okay? Because this is ridiculous. Okay, so we go to the bottom of the 9th. Trout walks. Soler singles to center. Johnell strikes out looking. O'Hoppe singles to left. Bases loaded. Next batter, he's hit. Pull him. It's 4-2. He leaves him in. Adele doubles to left.
It's over.
Nito, Soler, and Newman score, and it's over. and the ball went right down the left field line. No, of course not. It's not the season over, Robert. Of course not. It's frustrating. Yes. Is the season over? No, it's not over. They're still 14-8, but they could have been 15-7, and they should be 15-7. And the frustrating part is they can't afford to lose games like this. They've got to, I'd like to see the play over again because Kitchen Handy said poor play by Ramos and left. Did he bobble it or did
no? I mean, you got to remember that's what I meant. He is the fastest guy. He's almost as fast as Lee. That's where the coaches got to go out and say, "Hey guys, if there's something down the line, get to the ball ASAP." I thought everything was good. This guy flew, and again, that's more of the coach's fault. You got to tell these players, "Look who's on first. Look who's on first." And and again, what was it? 2 pitches and boom, and it was over. And Dan, I completely agree with you. I would have loved for him to at least come out, talk as a group. Hey guys, this is where the bench coach. The Giants are so spoiled from having great bench coaches and great pitching coaches. They sort of lack today. But again, I said yesterday, these ball games, this is how the Giants season's going to be. They're not going to be blowouts, especially now when we get good starting pitching. It's going to be torture again because we're not hitting that well, guys. We're not hitting the long ball. We're not really, putting big, crooked numbers. So these are the games we have to win. I mean, come on. Anaheim is not that good of a team. We had them 4-1. We should have won. I mean, it's a gut punch. And now we go Milwaukee, who has good pitching, and Texas. It's not going to be any easier.
No, the way the game started, there was no scoring in the first 2 frames. Actually, the first 3 frames, it was 0-0. Actually, all the way through 4. I'm looking here. Giants got on the board in the 5th. Adames comes up with Ramos over on third base. Ramos had doubled to the center field, deep in the left center field wall, and then took third on a horrible throw from the center fielder. Throws it over halfway between third base and the left field foul pole. And Ramos takes third, and then Adames comes through, which was clutch. Adames looked foolish earlier in the game. In fact, I put a video out on how foolish he looked. He was opening up his left shoulder, and then he's reaching out for pitches. But pitches that are coming in on him, he's turning on them. So he's able to turn on the pitches that are – I don't know why you would not just keep throwing Willy Adames sliders away because he looks terrible on him. But anything inside, he's able to rotate his hips, keep his hands in, and drive it into the outfield for a base hit. So he makes it 1-0 Giants. Angels tie it on a Nito homer in the bottom of the 5th. Remains that way until the very next inning, top of the 6th. Giants get a rally going. Matos leads the inning off, strikes out. Fitzgerald walks. Then he's picked off, caught stealing. VR then singles to left. And then Huff, the catcher, homers and makes it a 3-1 ball game. And it remains 3-1 until the top of the 8th when the Giants put an extra one on the board. Again, it's Ramos, Fitzgerald walk. VR struck out swinging. Then Fitzgerald stole second. Huff walk first and second. Ramos grounds out to shortstop. Huff out at second. Fitzgerald moves to third. And then Adames comes through again. 2 outs, hits the base hit, and Fitzgerald scores. And they weren't able to get Ramos home from second. 4-1 Giants. And then, of course, we get to the infamous 9th inning. So the 9th inning, we already went over it. Look, it happened quick. There was only 6 batters. You had to remove him after the 5th bat. You had to. When he hit Newman, I'll tell you what. If that was Duvall, he's pulled.
Agree.
You're still up 4-2. You're you just, man.
Yeah, and you got to remember that was his 23rd pitch of the inning. Relievers don't go that long, especially when they don't have it. And then 2 pitches later, boom, double down the line. Probably the most frustrating loss of the year. There'll be many.
Oh, without a doubt, it's only their
this was brutal.
Eighth loss, but that was a brutal loss.
Yeah.
I mean, the other losses you live with, but you get walked off when you're up 4-1. Come on, it's not like they were down up 2-1.
No,
and you give up
agree.
2 runs, 4 runs. I mean, look,
that's even more why you got to take him out.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the way Walker was pitching today, if the game could still go, we'd still be sitting watching our TVs. It'd be about 12-4 right now.
Yeah, agree.
Because he wasn't getting anybody out.
Nope.
He couldn't get the slider over the plate. And if he can't get that over the plate, major league hitters are sitting on that fastball.
Dead red.
Yeah. It's a shame because Justin Verlander pitched a great game today. Went 6 strong. Stars of the game today, I'm going to give it to Verlander, Huff, and Adames in that order. Huff today he had 2 hits. I think Huff was 2 for 3.
And to right center that homer was. I mean, that's a good poke.
Huff was 2 for 3. Adames was 2 for 5. And Verlander pitched a gem. Verlander went 6 innings, only gave up 2 hits, walked only 2. Only damage to him today was he surrendered the solo homer. But if it's a homer, at least it's solo. I mean, you didn't walk anybody and give up a freebie, right?
Correct.
Look, squarely. This goes on Bob Melvin, period. You can't leave the dude in there when he's struggling. Look, here's another thing, guys. Listen to me. When a guy can't get his slider or his second, his primary pitch over that he is his out pitch, major leaguers know what's coming. They're not stupid. Look, when Duvall can't get his slider over, everybody just sits dead red and waits for it, and they drill him, right? If you can't command pitch, look, he hit the guy with the bases loaded with 2 strikes on him. It was a 1-2 count, if I recall. It might have been 2-2. I don't know. Let me see.
No, 1-2. Yeah, you're correct. 1-2.
1-2. Okay. So 1-2 count, and you hit the dude. Get his butt out of the game, Melvin. What are you waiting for? You should know if he has no command that he's going to groove one. And they're going to sit back. There was only 1 out when they scored the winning run, too, guys. Yeah. It wasn't like, oh, shoot, he was 1 out away. He needed 2 more outs. You were going to put him over 30 innings.
30 pitches, yeah.
Pitches, excuse me. Why was Trevino getting up to throw if you were going to just leave him in there? What were you waiting for? The question is, what were you waiting for when it was 4-2 and the tying run is on second base? Waiting for just 1 more hit and then pull him?
Yeah, or extra innings. It made no sense.
What are you waiting for? You think, I think he's going to get him because he has no command? Look, let's take a look at Walker's pitches today. He threw a total of 25 pitches, 11 balls, 14 strikes, 11 balls. And don't forget, some of those strikes were hits. So the strikes that he was throwing, he gave up 3 hits and a base on ball.
And a hit batsman.
Yes. So he gave up 3 hits, and 5 runners on base of the 6 that he faced.
It's pretty obvious he didn't have it.
Hey, wait a minute. We got to do it proper. Let's hear it for the great job today for the managing. Great job. Look, I don't like manager. I don't. That's not me, because rarely does the manager help you win or lose. Okay, it's not that often that a manager has that much of an effect on a game. But you can blame Walker because he's got definite fault. I mean, he is the guy that blew the game, but you had to rescue him. He needed rescue. You know, it's kind of like the guy that's drowning in the water and he comes up and bobs his head up and says, help, help. And then we'll give you a few more minutes here before we throw you a line. Let's just see if you can get out of it yourself.
And now you can't use him tomorrow
because he threw too many pitches.
Yep.
What's going on with Arias? I'm seeing something in the comments that say pray for Arias. What's going on, Ocean View? Did he get hit on a pitch, or did something happen to him today? I haven't heard any Arias news.
Yeah. Padres just started. I didn't see anything. Did something happen at the game? Because he was in the lineup. He must have been hit.
Yeah. Jeez. Wow. Look, Mitchell and S might be right on this one. Walker he's done this a lot before. He just had a really good year last year, and it
great streak going.
Coincide with Duvall faltering.
Agree.
So he gets lifted up. I don't really know if Ryan Walker is a shutdown closer. This is a very, very bad loss today. And, I'm kind of sour about it because when you get walked off like that, it's just so doggone disheartening. And it's not like, this has a little, Lou, it's not the stakes aren't nearly as high. This is just a minor trivial thing compared to Game 6 in the 2002 World Series. I mean, we're talking like this on the Richter scale, right? Versus, this. But it has a feel of that again because it's like we choked away a game to the Angels again, of all people.
You got to remember, this is part of 17 days. This could have a huge effect. We're playing again. We're going to be coming home, thank God. But, Milwaukee's got good pitching. Texas got good pitching. You're obviously not going to be able to use Walker tomorrow. And I'd love to see the post-game show, Melvin post-game show, and see why he kept him in. There was no excuse. I mean, everybody except, I guess, Melvin saw he didn't have it. Didn't have it.
Well, I don't understand what I would like to hear what Melvin's got to say. I'm sure it's like, well, I thought he was going to be able to pull himself out. He's done it before. And it's like, but Bob, calling Dr. Leo Marvin. Bob, baby steps. You're slacking, Bob. You're slacking. Okay. Propa says if the Angels do angel things, which means they will suck, what are the chances Trouts get traded and what would you give up for him? I'm not sure if I really want Mike Trout at this point in his career. He's doing okay with the long ball a couple times, but for that kind of contract, I don't know. What do you think, Lou?
I don't think he's the same player. I don't think he'd fit in the National League. So I wouldn't give him unless they're paying 75% of the salary and they want someone from the minors. The other thing too is, why would the Angels give him up? What else? Let me ask you this. Would you go to an Angels game if Trout wasn't playing?
I'm not even sure if I want to go to an Angels game that he is playing.
There you go. So I'm just bringing that up. You got to have something Angels, for the people to go. I know they're, it's.
I mean, the Angels are over 500 right now, but this is not a world-beating team.
No, they're not good at all.
The Giants' overall record is now 14-8.
Yeah, this is worse than blowing like an 8-run lead at Colorado. In Colorado, you'd expect it. They've had a thing, never something like this. That's why I think it's a lot bigger than just this one loss. Robert, this loss will have zero effect. Again, I think you're dreaming because this loss was a huge, huge gut punch, and we can't use him tomorrow. So if it's a close game, who are you going to use?
You come out and lose tomorrow. If you win tomorrow, come out and win tomorrow, this loss, you can kind of put it behind you and say, well, just a bad day. You lose tomorrow, and then all of a sudden, you're starting to slip a little bit in the standings. Other teams are catching you. It's very, very early. But again, Giants have to capitalize on these type of things. They're not a great team. This is not a great team, guys. Robert, I hate to spoil your Easter, but this is not a great team. This is right now, it is a good team, can be a very good team. It's got holes in it. And Dan, should they have kept Rogers through the ninth? No, you go with your closer. You just, this is what you have. You go with your closer. But you can't have your manager mishandle guys. Look, I understand you have belief in guys and you say, I really believe in this guy and he can get out of it. But when he's got 5 of this, he's already put 4 of the first 5 guys on. A walk, a couple of hits, and a hit batter with 2 strikes. And even Kruko was saying, oh, he's all over the place today. He has no feel for where the ball's going. You got to be able to see that from what are you, 100 feet, 110 feet from the pitcher's mound, and maybe where you're sitting in the dugout, maybe angle 50, 60 feet from the catcher? You got to be able to see that this guy is having a bad day.
Yeah, I would have sent the pitching coach or himself just to see,
Yeah, and you brought up a good point, Lou. I don't know, after he hit the guy and there was a kind of a scuffle, and not a scuffle, but like, hey, is the guy okay? The Angels are checking on him. And you would think that the Giants pitching coach would have went out and tried to settle. Maybe he did. We didn't see it. I didn't see it.
No, I didn't see it either.
Since starting 8-1, there's 6-7. Yeah, see, they're going back to their 500 ways right there.
There's nobody sitting. Like if it was Duvall there, Duvall, usually within 3 batters, if he has it or he doesn't. I mean, that's right. Duvall's problem. If he's walked 2 guys, all of a sudden, okay, the bullpen's up. He's got 1 more batter and that's it. Today was so obvious. I mean, not only you and me, I think all the chat saw. He didn't have it. The announcer said he didn't have it. Then he hits the guy. Doesn't have it. Right there, you still got a chance to win.
Right there. Look, you're 4-2. Bases are loaded. You just come out and say, hey, Ryan, as a manager, if I'm managing the team,
we want to make sure you don't get the loss. That's what you're saying. Hey, we're just taking you out. You don't have it. We want to make sure you don't get the loss.
Well, the loss is still on him because he put the winning run on first base. So
Right.
what you just say is come out and say, hey, Walk, I believe in you. Tough day. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It just wasn't your day.
We'll
Come
get
back and we'll get him the next time. That's all you got to say. That's it. That's all you got to say is give him a slap on the backside and say, we'll get him next time. Wasn't your day. Hang in there. And you talk to him afterwards. Look, you've got to be able to see your pitcher's struggling. He was either walking or getting hit. I think what fooled him is he got the one guy struck out, right? But the guy that struck out, that was who was that?
And that was a very high pitch.
It was Shawno, the first baseman. And he got him, he struck him out looking, and you know, I let me see it. Let me see what do I have the count in there? Okay, the count, it was got a strike looking the first pitch in 95. Second pitch, he fouled off, then a ball, 1-2, and then he got him on 4 pitches. Okay. So the next man that comes up is Ohapi. Ohapi, right away, he gets down 2-0. Hitters count. Base hit. All right. Then Nito comes up. Strike looking. Ball. Strike looking. 1-2. Hits him. Not even close. All right. Obviously, guy doesn't have control of his sinker today. All right. And then the next man that comes up, Joe Adell. Ball 1. Foul ball. Strike 2. 2 looking. Foul ball 1 and 2. Double. All right. Just a really, really frustrating loss. The worst kind of loss. You would have been better off losing 8-0.
Agree.
You just would have been better off.
This is a stinger.
Yeah. I mean, now you got to fly home, get settled, come back tomorrow, and you know, you got to be able to. Now you got to come out and win 3 of 4 against Milwaukee, because 2-2 no longer is you got to, you know, you can't be splitting. So you got to start winning again. You're 7 and what are they? 6-7 after they started 8-1, or 7-7 and 8.
And tomorrow, they're going against Milwaukee's best pitcher. 2 starts. He's only given up two hits and 2 starts.
Oh, is that the lefty?
Yeah, Quinn Prester. No, this is the righty.
Oh, okay. It's okay. Do we have a legitimate?
And the Giants haven't seen him. You know how it is when the Giants haven't seen a pitcher the first time. So
yeah. Well, Walker's done this before, guys. Before he was a closer, he's blown games. All right. Brian Trujillo, this just shattered his confidence. What do you think is going to happen next time he goes out there in a safe situation as being in his head? Well, you would hope, Brian, that he would just, shake it off, forget about it. And closers are kind of like field goal kickers. They got to have short memories. You got to focus in on what your job is. I think he'll be okay. But if he blows the next save, then you got to start thinking Randy Rodriguez, putting Duvall back in. If Duvall keeps pitching well, does Duvall get a chance back? I mean, this was.
I assume Duvall would be the closer tomorrow night, right? Because Walker's not going to pitch 3 days in a row.
Yeah. Walker, he just. It's never struck me that he's this dynamite closer.
Maybe he's been lucky, because we had nobody else. He was coming through.
I mean, he pitched well last year, but you can't hit a hitter is 1-2 in the count. You know,
No, you can't.
who was it he hit? Nito?
Yeah.
The guy that homered earlier?
Yeah.
Let's take a
and
look
the
at
fastest guy on the team. I mean, if you look at the pitch, it wasn't even close. That's why I think Nito was so pissed.
Nito's hitting 222 on the year. 222.
Yeah.
And Odell, who doubled, who's now hitting 224 after the hit. Newman was a pinch runner. He's the fast guy.
Oh, is he the guy that scored? Okay.
Yeah, Newman. Yeah. You know, Newman from Seinfeld, the guy that scored.
Yeah, obviously quick. Well, they should, again, you got to tell the outfield, hey, this is the fastest guy on the team because, dude, he was lightning. I mean, Ramos got to the ball. It was a perfect relay. Just, you know, the guy slid under the tag. And then tomorrow, you know, we have pitching. So, you know, you're not sure what to expect.
Yeah.
Mr. Ray.
Yeah, closers blow saves. It happens, says JBAU. Absolutely. I'm not, look, as I said, bad day. I'm not really even blaming Walker. I am to the extent that he didn't pitch well, but that happens. Guys just have days where they're off. That's the job of the manager and the pitching coach to recognize, look, he's not himself today. He's all over the place. Balls are not close. They're not even close to where they should be going. And like, that's, you know, Lou, it's just it's a loss that stings because you had a chance to go 6-4 on a 10-game road trip, win the front end and the back end, and you split in the middle against the toughest team on the trip. I think Philadelphia
Agreed.
in the toughest place to play in Philadelphia, and the conditions were horrible, and you split there, and then you come back. And the first game, they looked like they were asleep from the long flight from East Coast, you know, and that's expected. They come back last night, play well. They played really well today. They didn't have any errors today. They didn't have any mental real errors.
No, it was a nice bounce back.
Physical things that happen, guys. Look, you're playing the major leaguers. They're expected to try and beat you. That happens. It's not like, you know, the Giants, if they go out and do, you know, you could go out and do your job and still lose because the other team's doing their job too, right? That's what makes sports so fantastic. And that's why, I mean, you watch a great game like, you know, the men's national championship comes down to 1-point game. And it's because, you know, both teams did their jobs and you get this great game so that happens in sports. But what you can't have is when guys are not performing to their capabilities, you don't leave them out on a clothesline waiting for them, you know, just to hung out to dry, so to speak.
And that's what Melvin did.
That's what I felt like. He got hung out to dry today. Look, when he hit him, Lou, when he hit the batter with bases loaded and you're up 4-1, like I was sitting there thinking, what's the worst that can happen? A grand slam, right?
Yeah.
But the likelihood of that, if you throw your pitches, I think he tried to come in and get too fine, and he hits the guy. Look, if you can't control a 1-2 pitch, and it wasn't like it grazed his right pluck. He had nowhere to go. Sorry, I'm walking out to the mound slowly, and I've got my bullpen. You already had him up. I don't know. It's just, to me, this is one that they're going to look back on, and we'll see how this week goes, guys. We'll see what this team's made of. We'll see what this team's made of, because if they can bounce back, win 3 or 4, Milwaukee, put this thing behind them, is just, one of 162 that happens. Look, you're going to lose a couple games like this during the year, and you're going to win, hopefully, a couple, and you hope they even out. But this was just bad because of it was the end of a great road trip, and I just, like I said, I'm not going to blame Walker to the extent that, yes, he has blame. He blew it. He lost the game. But it shouldn't have come down to him. It shouldn't have come down to that. He should have never had the opportunity to throw after he hit a guy. And he'd already walked the guy. So I guess we can, beat this into the ground until we're blue in the face. So let's move on. Tomorrow they come home. It's $10 ticket giveaways because the Giants people are still not buying Giants tickets. Still
$10 embarrassing.
Come on.
Homestand.
This is your second homestand. You're 15-8. What are they? 14-8, right? They are. Giants are 14-8. 14-8, and we're promoting $10 tickets to a major league franchise, the only game in town playing baseball. There's no other competition baseball. You got the Warriors, but they're not playing tomorrow night. They're not playing Tuesday night.
No. And it's going to be 72 degrees. Beautiful night.
Yeah.
No excuse.
Yeah, it's just imagine coming home, 6-4 on the trip, 15-7. Everybody's feeling really good. Played a great game, and you get walked off like this. And yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this catcher's thing at the home plate either. Where, look, you got to give him a lane, but you have to give him the whole plate.
Yeah, that was
before
the
you
other thing.
catch the ball
right there. No,
I mean, why can't you be like, keep your feet out of the way, but get him in a position where you can get the ball where the guy still has the plate, where you're not having to reach for him so far. Yeah.
Again, Melvin's a former catcher. He should know all the rules. Tomorrow it's a big night. It's Sacramento State night. So obviously that's going to pack it in.
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
All right. Well, nothing we can do. We got to see if we can bounce back tomorrow, but it's going to be
game over. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just, like I say, tell me I'm wrong. And like I said, I just think Bob should have yanked him, and he had Trevino up in the pin. What for? What is he up for? Just like, hey,
in case it goes extra innings. No, come on.
No, because he would be. He'd have time to get loose.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just speaking out loud. No, I agree.
I guess he was thinking if he walks one more batter, and if he gets a hit or he walks, I assume he's out. I'm sure he wasn't expecting all 3 runs to come across. Right? That's probably what he was thinking. All right, if he walks the guy, it's 4-3. I'm bringing in Trevino. If he gives up a base hit and it's 4-4, I'm bringing in Trevino. I guess that's what he was thinking. We'll probably hear from him. Yeah, you like that one, huh? Dr. Leo Marvin, where are you? Oh, shoot. Was this a play at the plate? Oh, man. No lane at the plate. I'll have to check that out. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Well, all right. Tomorrow night, guys. Lakers. Giants, Brewers. 6:45 first pitch. Back at Oracle. We'll join you about 9:15 tomorrow night. But we'll be back tonight, guys, at roughly 9 o'clock after the Warriors Houston Rockets first game. So all you Warrior fans, basketball fans, don't forget to join NorCal Sports Network here. And man, this is a rough one, but we'll get over it. It's only game 22. Still got 100.
Yeah. Hopefully the Warriors can cheer us up.
Yeah. Got 140 to go, guys. So baseball's long. Very long. But you guys, thanks for being here. Come back tonight. Hey, don't forget to hit that like button if you would.
Yeah.
Give it a like and subscribe the video as you're in there. Right now, let me see how many likes are we watching here. Hold on. Let me take a quick peek at our likes and see what we got. See where we can get to. All right, guys. We're sitting at...
Aren't we close to 5?
What's that? It's 5. It's 5 minutes to 5 now. Yeah.
No. 5,000.
Oh, subs? Yeah, we're at 4,900 and something here.
Nice.
I don't know. But hey, let's get those likes up, guys. We're about 60. Where did it go? Yeah, 35 likes. Let's see if we got a lot more people watching. Let's see if we can get those likes up over 50. And anyway, guys, happy Easter to you. Sorry I got so irritated at the beginning. I was really hot.
Because you're a fan. You're a real fan,
Yeah.
Dan. Understandable.
Yeah. Somebody wants the manager fired? Who wants the manager fired? I see Mark Graves says 22 games in. Guys want the manager fired. Who's calling for the manager to be fired? Anybody? I haven't seen that. I'm looking down here. I don't see any of those comments. Maybe I missed them. Yeah, no need to fire the manager. I'm only on him right now because he just needs to know when to pull these guys. You know, he left Verlander in there too long in Philadelphia. I mean, as a guy, as a fan just watching, you should be able to tell when a guy's lingering. But anyway, guys, we're out. Come back tonight, 9 o'clock, roughly, after the Warriors' final buzzer sounds. Hopefully the Warriors can get us a victory today so it's helps things out. Playoffs are watching and being here. Yeah, these losses are nasty. Mark, he says it was you first game. Did I say fire the manager ever, Lou?
No.
Not
once.
Mark, I never used the word.
Tonight you never said it. No.
I never said the word fired. Never even entered my mind, my vocabulary. I just said the loss was on Melvin for not pulling him after he hit it. Oh, not you, Dan. Maybe somebody else. Okay. Yeah, that was the worst loss of the year, G. Martinez. That was a tough one. Walk-offs are tough, especially when you have a 3-run lead. Oh, typed wrong. Okay. Funny, because I actually like Bob Melvin. So, but again, we don't hold back here on NorCal Sports. Look, I'm going to give praise, and I'm going to come out. and tell it like it is. That's just the way we do it here. You know, we're yeah. All righty, guys. Giants will be fine. Let's hope so. Been fun watching them this year, for sure. The batting order still sucks. Yeah, it's kind of rough. You got to win games like this. When you get great pitching, Giants got really solid pitching, starting pitching, all series. Every pitcher went 6 or 7 like Roop did yesterday. So you got to win this games.
And we went 1 and 2.
Yep. There's my. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tonight after the Warriors game. Everybody take care. Happy Easter to you.